Turbo continues to dump. Is it something to be worried about, or is it just a temporary pullback? Today, we're going to be discussing, everything about Turbo that's happened recently, any new updates, and something I want to show you that's very, very important to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, let's just jump right into this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, right? Because I've been getting messages about Turbo, not only just Turbo, about the markets overall that, guys, they've been going down, I'm getting worried, this and that, and that is fair in a sense, right? Pretty much over the last 2 days, we have gone down 22% with Turbo. At the current moment, we're down roughly 18%. So, what gives, right? What gives? Well, ladies and gentlemen, right? We talked about how, everything is and was looking good, but we did talk about the possibilities of there being one, two, or even three, you know, final pullbacks, right? And that's the thing with these markets, right? Markets can look good until they don't, and they can look bad until they don't, right? They break structure all the time. So I'm going to give you a very quick example, right? Markets can be going like this overall, right? And we know the trend, and that's fine. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, they're going like this. That's not to say they are random because I believe everything is calculated and everything happens for a reason. But sometimes looking at the bigger picture is a little harder, and it's really hard to sometimes get the last micro move correct, right? That's the thing, right? We did talk about this pullback to 0.0075 for a while on this channel now, like literally ever since, price action has been here since late December. Even with the pump, we talked about the possibility of coming back. And even though technically structure did suggest, there's a good chance we were going to go up, I did say we have to break over 0.0116, right? Above this area to create a higher high. And that never happened, right? We have a low, we have a high, we have a higher low. And like I said, we needed to go up here somewhere, right? And that just never happened. Boom, we can see we sold off. Is it a big deal at the end of the day? No, not really. Not too much in my opinion, right? Not too much. For me, these are all micro moves. I want to show you something that's very, very important. And this you have to pay attention to because this could be the difference between you making money this bull run and not making money, right? In particular, when it comes to altcoin season. Now, this is probably going to be 90% accurate. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how accurate it is in a way. And I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about. So we can see this is the turbo chart, right? This is the turbo chart. We can see that we have, been in a channel. We went up. Then again, we were in a channel. And this is what I have been talking about on my channel for a while now. Overall, I expect us to pump, retest, have a nice pump, final pullback, pump before we officially sell off. So you can see that is in general what I expect, right? You can see when we go on to the weekly, I've talked about how I expect us to break above these highs over here. Once we kind of go do our thing here and go above, we should be zooming, right? The only reason why I said it's going to be, this might be like 90% accurate is not necessarily about the formula, right? It's just how high each pump is going to go. The final leg will be the biggest, all right? That will be the biggest. I just don't know if 100% we are going to go something like this, right? Like this, and then like this, and then, like all the way up, for example, or, if we're going to have something where we kind of go up, 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 go like this, and then like this, I'm not sure exactly how it's going to be, something more balanced. I believe overall this chart is going to be accurate because usually altcoin season lasts 4 to 6 weeks, mainly four, or the whole cycle lasts about 6 weeks. But when coins pump, it's roughly 4 weeks, right? So we will have a breakthrough, we'll have a retest, then we're gonna have a big pump, right? That's gonna be very, very nice gains. We're gonna have a pullback, and then we're gonna have the final biggest pump. And that's when it's time to sell. You can see I've talked about Dogecoin before as a prime example. Now, this isn't going to be 100% the same, but more or less, it does paint a similar picture, right? You know, we had this high over here of, Dogecoin right here. We broke past it, right? We had a nice big pump, right? Big pump. Then we cooled down for a couple weeks. And then we had the grand finale, right? The grand finale. And that is more or less what I expect with Turbo, right? Something very, very, very similar to this, right? This second leg right here, or technically third leg over here, we can see the big pump might be a little smaller, and then the fifth one might be a little bigger. But like I said, overall, this is the picture. This is the skeleton. This is the blueprint. And this is what I expect. The only way this goes completely wrong is if we were all wrong about altcoin season. But then we're in a whole different pickle. But the data still suggests going up. Okay. Just because it's a red day, I know confirmation bias could get in the way of, oh no, it's red day, we're going back down, this and that. No. All right. And I'm telling you, this is going to be a clue of when to sell, right? The sell video will be coming soon. I want to put it a little bit closer to when things start hyping up a little bit. Um, Mainly just so people pay attention, right? You guys have to pay attention. I feel like a lot of people don't care right now about the sell formula slash plan when things are down. I feel like a lot of people's mental are in the dumps at the moment. So I kind of want people to refresh a little bit first, right? But this is a key formula, right? When we pump, retest off the highs, pump again, we will most likely have one final pullback and a final pump, because after that, then it's going to be most likely a break of structure and we're going to start resetting and going down, right? Usually, generally speaking, when the markets do something like this, right? They usually only go like 5 times. So like one, two, three, four, five. And then here's a decision. Sometimes it goes up, right? Or, it would break or it wouldn't be as high. Or people don't even count something as this one. So it would be like one, two, three, four, fifth move, right? Fifth move. And then it resets. Usually it resets. So if we get something very, very similar where we go one, two, probably something like three, then it's gonna be like four, and then and by the way, this isn't relevant to the price. I'm just showing you in general. It's gonna be each move is gonna be bigger. Then it's gonna be something like this, right? In general, generally speaking. So, we're gonna have the pump, we're gonna have the retest. So that's one, two, three, four, five, right? Five. And then what's going to happen, right? After that is it resets. And I'm going to show you, something even for like XRP in the past. When we look at XRP in the past, right, we can see we have a big, big pump. And then unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the show is over, right? The show is over. I'll do this right over here. So something pumps, right? Something is pumping, right? Like I said, one, two, three, four, five. Now, XRP is a different case, right? XRP is a different case. We could actually see not last time around, but 2 cycles ago, XRP, really, really pumped. And that's kind of what I expect with Turbo, right? A big, big pump like this over here. When we look at this data over here, go in the 4 hour, we can see it's something like it's super aggressive, right? It is super, super aggressive. But like I said, after that, usually, ladies and gentlemen, it just resets and it does not look pretty, right? It does not look pretty. People start losing hope, which is like fair because it's like literally the structure breaks, right? We can see one, two, three, 4, 5, right? It resets. And then we already have, lower highs over here. So it goes like one, and then something like two, and it goes like 3, 4, 5. And then like boom, we can see we kind of reset. We go sideways again, and then we reset. We go like one, two, three, four. And then let's play this out. Five. There we go. There you go. Pretty much like something like this, right? One, two, three, four, five. Now, it's not always going to look the most prettiest, but you get it. It pretty much after 5 swings, after 5, you know, lower highs or high, lower lows or whatever the case is, it resets. And that is why it is super, super important to be paying attention to this. That is pretty much the blueprint for Turbo. I am super, super excited. There is no big news for today. I mean, there was just big news the other day. So we can't be getting big news every day. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the blueprint to sell. If you have any other questions, leave it in the comments. Join the private community. You're more than welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, I love you so much. I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.